This video is focused on what we call sort of the other category in the processing options section of Quincy. By that we specifically mean auto tagging, auto export, and relativity export. So let me hop in and show you where those are and how they work. We're in the processing widget again. We're going to go click on customize options, and really where we are is in these last three blocks, if you will. So let's start out with the easiest one, which is tagging export. What this does is it basically it does auto tagging and auto export, as its name suggests. What that means is you can enter search terms. Let's say we wanted federal, and we wanted the tag applied to that to be important one. This would go through all the documents we're processing here and find the word federal and tag those documents with a tag name important one. In addition, if I wanted a task created and I wanted that task assigned to a user, I could go here and say, okay, let's give those documents to Stefan. Let's make that task due on April 24th. And that would, after it tagged all the documents, it would create a task in the task widget. It would assign that task to Stefan. It would give it the end date of this April 24th, and it would put all the objects that had been tagged with the important one tag into that task. The last little thing here, let me just quickly type something here so I don't get an error, is if I wanted to, I could also export that, directly export it. And the reason I had to type something here is I want to export it to whatever directory I have here. So if it sees it's blank, it'll throw an error. But what we really should do is come here and go C, and then let's find exports. And then anything that had the word federal in it would get tagged, would get included as part of a task with this due date, and would also get exported into this folder. So that's it. You can delete these, you can add rows if you want. Let me show you one other thing is, it also works search terms, but also by file category. So if you click on the down arrow here, you'll see there are a whole bunch of file categories. So if I want all spreadsheets exported, I can do that as well. I don't necessarily even need to tag them. I could just go ahead and export them. Like I said, we can delete rows if we want. Because we recognize the fact that many people might want to import a large number of search terms, we've created this sort of mass import capability where you arrange the terms like this: search term, colon, tag name, colon, users, colon, date, that should say date instead of data, colon, and then exported. And exported is a true or a false. So let's go ahead and give that a try, and we'll do the tag name or the search term. We're going to do government. We're going to go colon. We're going to tag that with gov1. We're going to colon. We're going to assign that to Stefan, colon, and we'll make it do 5/25/2019, colon, and we'll make it true. And then let's do semicolon, separates these. And then let's do almost the exact same thing, although we'll go false here. And we'll go June here, and we'll go 3 here, and we'll just do president. All right, once we've got those, we can import those terms. And you can see it imported exactly like we thought it would, except for date here. And let me explain what I think we did wrong there. So we've got government as we go, and then gov1, and then it went to Stefan, and it's true there, and it's president in gov3, and it's false there. So let's try something, because I believe my error was in not making it the full month date. So let's go ahead and import those and see if that works. No, again, I've gotten it wrong. Let me try one last thing here, and then I'm going to pause the video and figure it out, and I will start it back up when I know. Let's try, well, let me do that. I'm going to pause the video here, figure it out, and start again. Okay, I tried just about every combination you can imagine, and I've figured it out. So let's go ahead, let me go ahead and show that. It is this year dash month dash day. So let's go ahead and do, just to prove this out so you can see it. Let's import these, and boom, there it worked. Okay, it's a little bit of a hassle, but I figured it out. So anyway, that's how this thing works. You can, if you want, save these and load them from previous templates. If you want, you just click on that. You go ahead and click load, and it will load, or you can just always obviously do new search and save if you want to save it and give it a name. But we're not going to do that. Let's move on to the relativity export. Okay, relativity is pretty complex in that you have to have a relativity environment set up. This one doesn't have access to one. I don't believe this is working anymore. Let me double check. I'll go ahead and give it a try. Hopefully it will work. Oh, it does work. Fantastic. So if you have your relativity system set up, you've entered your password and all that kind of stuff, you then just need to find the workspace name you want to import into. You can choose whether you want append overlay or append end overlay. And then you just want to grab columns and how you want to export it. Let's go ahead and select this. We got to select it so it will populate our export columns. So doc ID, these are required fields, which is why they automatically entered, but you can see doc ID is the access data column name, control number is the relativity column name, parent ID and group identifier, and if you want to add another one, it'll offer you all the standard columns in access data's database, as well as all the columns you have in the relativity database. And then obviously just do OK, and it will go ahead and do that. And you can save, as you see the passwords here, and you can just click load. Oops, look at that. You can load various templates if you, or various, column templates if you want to. If you don't want to sort of manually type in, you can just go ahead and, load the general or the documents or the email column group. The last thing is auto redaction, which is pretty quick. It works exactly in the same way as the auto tagging / export worked. You just add the columns here. You basically enter the search term here. We'll do federal. And then the redaction text you want to type here, and it will go ahead and overwrite the term federal with this redaction type text. If you leave it blank, it will just blank out the word federal. This is really good because not only can you use this for auto redaction, but you can use this for anonymization, where you're constantly say the name Lee Healy is confidential and you just want to call me suspect 1. This will go ahead and replace every instance of the word Lee Healy with suspect 1. And then click OK, and it will do all these various jobs. One thing to point out is that if you are going to run auto redaction, autonomization, you must have imaged those documents. This will only work on images, and so make sure you select, if you wanted to comprehensively do that across your document set, that you're going to create images of everything. So you can, if you say, oh, listen, that's way too much of a hassle, I'm going to ignore auto redaction here. I'm going to go find the documents that are relevant. I'll use auto tagging, find all the documents have the word federal in them, and then just select that group of documents and do auto redaction within the Quincy product, which is a tool there, and there's a video on that, so you can go review that if you're interested. Anyway, that's all I wanted to talk about in terms of the other categories for Quincy processing, and I hope that was helpful and gets you started. Thank you very much.